What's up, Feastheads? You may have recalled last time we took another look at Sonic 1. A good game for sure, but it still has a lot of flaws. Some I even forgot to mention.
The game can't handle stubborn stains, can't cover up bald spots, I can't cut vegetables with it, and I cannot for the love of God fit it into any tackle box. And side note, I don't think my dog likes this thing, man.
So I need a better product to fulfill my needs, and I need it now!
Now, when you buy the Sega Genesis that comes with Sonic 1, you'll get Sonic 2 absolutely free. Sonic 2 handles stubborn stains, embarrassing bald spots, no problem. It even slices and dices, makes thousands of julienne fries. But wait, you can play it too.
Oh.
This free Sonic 2 is a $54.99 value. You get 2 Sonics for the price of 1. Sonic 2 fits easily into any tackle box. Made from a space-age polymer plastic for years of family fun, and pets love it too. Buy the Sega Genesis that comes with Sonic 1 and get Sonic 2 free. Act now. Wiener Dog Sweater sold separately.
Hello, Sega? Yeah, I'd like to buy 20 copies of Sonic 2, please.
In 1991, Sonic 1 showed Sega that they had something very special on their hands, so they and Sonic Team immediately started to work on a sequel. Also, fun fact, that was a lie. Though Sonic 2 did turn out great and even 10 times better than its predecessor, there were a ton of issues behind the scenes. The head of Sonic Team, Yuji Naka, would soon leave after Sonic 1 wrapped up development, following some problems with Sega of Japan, and some other members would soon follow. But this wouldn't last long, as Mark Cerny, who is known for his work today at Sony, would go and form the Sega Technical Institute, or STI. He would go on and persuade Yuji Naka and the other team members to come to the STI, and that's when Sonic 2 would officially start development. And while that seemed great, you have to take into account that some members of the team could only speak English, and some members could only speak Japanese, which led to a lot of communication issues, and some people did not get along too well. All the communication issues and only 1 year of development time would lead to Sonic 2 having a substantial amount of cut content. One of the ideas the team came up with was the idea of Sonic 2 revolving around time travel. While the idea would be eventually scrapped, it would be brought back in the next game, Sonic CD, which started development around the same time in Japan. Some notable scrapped levels from the game were Wood Zone, Sand Shower Zone, and Genocide City Zone. Yeah, that's real, look that up. And there's also the iconic Hidden Palace Zone. Some scrapped levels were programmed into early prototypes of the game, while others never left the concept stages. Hidden Palace Zone would actually be included in the Christian Whitehead version of the game, but not in the original intended way. Once you collected all 7 Chaos Emeralds, you were supposed to be teleported to this level. Once you complete it, you would have unlocked Super Sonic that way. The Sand Shower Zone level would make its debut in Sonic Mania 23 years later as Mirage Saloon Zone. Some assets from Genocide City Zone were repurposed for Sonic Spinball in the level The Machine. And nothing happened to that Wood Zone level, but there was a tiny bit of work put into it. It's such a shame to see stuff like this not make it into the final game, even though some stuff was repurposed. But just 1 year after Sonic 1, Sega released the sequel to the game on November 21st, 1992, Sonic the Hedgehog 2. So according to Sonic Origins, Sonic 2 actually takes place after Sonic CD, even though CD was released after Sonic 2. You know what, man? It's your franchise. Do what you want with it, man. Our story this time around takes place on West Side Island. While Sonic is exploring the island, he meets a two-tailed fox named Miles Per Hour, given the nickname Tails. And you guessed it, the name thing is like another Eggman situation. Miles was his name in Japan, and Tails was his name in the US. Sonic and Tails have a sibling dynamic going on. Before he met Sonic, Tails was bullied for being born with an extra tail. When Tails met Sonic for the first time, he found him very inspiring. He started to follow him around, and I guess the Sonic Origins cutscene basically says that's how he discovered he could fly. He also took a liking to Sonic's plane, the Tornado, which we ever hardly saw Sonic fly. I guess it's his now, so yeah. Meanwhile, Dr. Eggman is back and goes to the island as well, and researches it to discover that it's the new home to the 7 Chaos Emeralds. This time, Eggman wants to use the Chaos Emeralds to fuel his brand new Death Egg. Eggman then comes in and starts invading the island with his army of badniks. Sonic's new friend on his side, they go from level to level, smashing badniks, saving animals, stopping Eggman's contraptions, collecting the Chaos Emeralds, and taking down the Death Egg. Also, I forgot to mention the version I'm playing is Sonic 2 Absolute. This was made by the same team of fans that made Sonic 1 Forever. I'll still be playing with all the extra features turned off just to keep it faithful to the original. So yeah, go check it out. Our adventure starts us in Emerald Hill Zone. In terms of movement, not a thing has changed from Sonic 1. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Everything from Sonic's moveset is obviously back from the first game. But Sonic 2's new addition to the moveset is the Spin Dash, which would be a series staple, well at least in the 2D games. But Sonic isn't the only character in the game that we get to control, because we can also play as Tails. The only difference between him and Sonic is that he can fly. Playing as him alone is basically an easy mode, I guess you could say. Sonic can also use Tails for his flying capabilities in the Christian Whitehead port. The special stages this time around are a lot easier to access. You of course need to grab 50 rings, just like Sonic 1. But now you have a lot more opportunities because you can access them through any of the checkpoints that you see throughout a level. The special stages this time around have you running through these half-pipe stages. Each one has 3 rounds. You have to collect a certain amount of rings and avoid these bombs before you can retrieve the emerald. These are probably the most difficult out of all the special stages in the mainline Genesis games in my opinion, but that's still not saying much as they can be pretty easy if you know the layout of them. Not to mention that the Christian Whitehead version of the game utilizes real 3D. The original version used 2D sprite backgrounds and blast processing! Unlike Sonic 1, there's actually a real reward for the player once you retrieve all 7 Chaos Emeralds, which is supersonic. To use it, you need to collect at least 50 rings. Once activated, Sonic turns invincible and always runs at top speed. In this game in particular, it doesn't really serve any plot significance, but it's still pretty worth it. Sonic 2 is a bit different on how the levels work from Sonic 1. Sonic 2 has 12 new locations, or I guess 11 if you count Sky Chase and Wing Fortress as one. Every zone this time around only has 2 acts. Level design has also gotten a huge upgrade. It takes the best parts from Sonic 1's level design and increases it by tenfold. There's rarely ever a dull moment in Sonic 2. Keyword, rarely. Every level has a ton of new gimmicks along with a ton of alternate pathways to explore. Heck, sometimes when I play the game nowadays I discover new areas I didn't even know existed. Every zone once again ends with a battle against Eggman. Yeah, Emerald Hill for the most part is basically a superior Green Hill zone, and I think it does everything better. Chemical Plant is the most iconic level from this game, definitely my favorite from Sonic 2's level selection. Aquatic Ruin Zone is a level I don't really see much people talk about. It's not bad in any means, it's just kind of there. Casino Night Zone is the next level, and man, I really dig the aesthetic on this one, but it's kind of annoying. There's all these bumpers and pinball things. I don't know. Hilltop is a very fun and underrated level in my opinion. The seesaw mechanic from Starlight Zone is here, which is pretty cool. I'm pretty sure the reason why nobody talks about this level is the music. Mystic Cave Zone is next on the list. Just like Casino Night, I really love the color palette and everything as well. And I think it's my second favorite level next to Chemical Plant. Through one of the infamous Mystic Cave Zone pits, you're able to access Hidden Palace Zone, the level that was cut from the original Genesis release. I really love this one, but it only lasts for 1 act, which is a shame. But that's all I gotta say about it. It's pretty cool to see this level return, even though it's been 13 years since it's happened. But yeah. Oil Ocean is probably my least favorite level in the game, but I think that's mostly thanks to the color palette here. Like, I think it's a pretty good level, but I just think the shades of purple and yellow just don't work together. Trust me, I'm speaking from experience. I know for sure that this is a hot take. I think Metropolis is a bit overhated. Unlike Scrap Brain Zone from Sonic 1, it feels more balanced, and yeah, it has a fair amount of BS, like these crabs, these stupid little mantis things. Oh, those starfish, I hate them, oh my god, I hate them so much! Sky Chase Zone is pretty unique, as we get to control Sonic and Tails on the tornado. This level is at the bottom of the barrel for me. All they did was place a bunch of enemies down and called it a day. Right after that we go to Wing Fortress Zone, which is only 1 act. This one is short, but it's a pretty fun level, but it's way too easy considering it's the actual final level of the game. Death Egg Zone unfortunately doesn't have any actual levels to go through, but it's home to the 2 final bosses being Mecha Sonic and Eggman himself controlling the Death Egg robot. Both of these bosses are pretty easy, but they can still be pretty intense even if you know what you're doing. I said the visuals for Sonic 1's levels were some of the best visuals for a 16-bit game, but Sonic 2's visuals blow it out of the water. Each new location is bursting with color and is way more iconic than any location in Sonic 1 besides Green Hill of course. The soundtrack is also better as well. Masato Nakamura returned to compose the game. Unlike Sonic 1's soundtrack, I actually really enjoy listening to this one. Chemical Plant, Casino Night, and Mystic Cave are my favorite tracks from the game. Just like Sonic 1, Sonic 2 has 2 different endings depending on whether or not you collected all 7 Chaos Emeralds. In the good ending, Sonic will use the Chaos Emeralds and turn into Super Sonic to save himself. The bad ending isn't all too different. Tails saves Sonic from falling with a tornado. There's actually people who prefer the bad ending, which I completely understand. But unlike Sonic 1's ending, both endings here are actually pretty satisfying. And that wraps up Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
As you can see, Sonic 2 is a way bigger and better package for your buck than Sonic 1. And that's very impressive too, considering the game had about the same amount of development time as its predecessor. Even though it has a few problems of its own, it's still a phenomenal game. Sonic 2, in my opinion, will always be one of the most iconic video game sequels of all time. There's absolutely no reason not to play this one. Definitely give it a go. Oh yeah, there's a multiplayer mode. You know, I don't actually have any friends that like Sonic. They'll go and tell me to jump off a bridge if I even mention him. Don't believe me? Watch.
Sup, Feastheads?
Did this guy just seriously mention Sonic the Hedgehog?
I didn't even say
Dude, we're
anything.
gonna kill you!
Hold on.